My name's Deborah Nagan. I'm a landscape architect from London in England, and this is the 5th year that I've been coming down to Métis. But this year it's different for me. I'm not at the main festival site, and the garden that we're building, still here under construction, is in the village of Saint-Flavie. It is a beautiful site, large and flat and right at the side of the water, where there used to be a house. But in the storms of 2010, the house became unstable and was eventually demolished. And the law has changed since the floods, so that people are now not allowed to build as close to the water as before. So our garden here is about the seaside in Métis, but also about the floods and the reasons behind them. So it's a little bit about global warming and the effects of sea level rise, and how things are more extreme, weather conditions are more extreme these days. We have brought 5 sheds down to the site at Saint-Flavie, so the garden is related to the other installation I have at the festival, where there are 10 sheds. And this time the sheds are about the effects of sea level rise and more extreme weather conditions, but they're also about the sea and they're about the place. So we have one shed where objects have come from the sea, just like they did on the night of the storm, and this is the shed covered in driftwood. We have another shed, the one behind me, which contains bottles in which people can leave messages, and that's what they're sending back out to the sea. And then the 2 black sheds are going to be exhibitions of photographs by Joan Sullivan. She's a local photographer and garlic farmer. And in the shed which sits closest to the footprint of the original house, she is able to show us photographs that she took shortly following the storm of the house as it was collapsing and what happened to the site since 2010 and before we found it and started to change it again. And in the second shed, her exhibition will be large-scale photographs that she takes of wind turbines that are being built all over the landscape here. This is our other response to global warming and how we're using weather events for our benefit. The 5 sheds are linked by a timber boardwalk, and the boardwalk runs at a variety of different angles, which allows the viewer to see the coastline and to look out to the water from many different viewpoints. And along one of them, the final gesture which tells us about the storm is to have a long ruler, and it will mark the points that the water came up to on the night of 2010 and the more normal high tide mark that's common in this area.